Oh yeah. My unibrow is so bad. Oh my god, that's... Are we actually going to war? Or is it propaganda? My video turned off. Maybe that's the truth. Maybe that was like a sign or something. Anyways, I made a video about this, but I'm still wanting to talk about it. I think that's my problem, is like I really need to validate self, and I just keep talking myself in circles because I feel like my words aren't good enough or something, maybe. Not exactly sure what I think. My screen is in inverted right now. Are we going to war? What is war? Religion comes to mind. I look really cool with, my thing is inverted and my hair is white. It looks really good. I should do this, but my skin is blue, so it's like, how would I know? Well, if we go to war, it's so interesting because I was just in Auschwitz and I realized that this world today comes from that war. I never understood that we're still in the same world. It really hasn't changed, but it's going to, right? It's going to. Let's think about what I mean by change. I mean, like, no more plastic. Okay. That's like so... I don't know. I don't even know. Yeah, I never realized that we were living in the same world. We're like actually coming from that though. And also it's way too soon to get another war. The war is gonna happen. Well, actually, Trump is supposed to be the last president, so it could very well happen, but I just feel like it's too soon. Like, it's only been like less than 100 years since the last war. It's crazy to me that we're still in that society. Like, it fixed nothing. Like, war is war is war. Shout out Ishmael Bey, or Baya, Ishmael Bey, or I don't know, A Kid Soldier. You all should read that book. I read that book in one of my classes, and his thing is revenge is revenge is revenge. He was a child soldier in, I don't know, somewhere in Africa maybe? I don't know. I think it starts with an N. Nigeria maybe? Anyway, it doesn't really matter, but he was a child soldier, like, and he's still alive. You know, like, it's still going on. We live in that world. We, like, you guys are afraid of war, but you want to live in this world, and you all want a grass lawn that's fenced in and perfectly groomed. You all want that, but you don't want war? Make it make sense. I don't get it. Anyways, Ishmael Bey, I don't know. He says in his book, like, revenge is revenge is revenge. He was he was fighting war in wherever, and I think he gave it up. I think he gave it up because he just realized that if somebody hurt his family, is I think that's what happened, is his family either got killed or burned or something, and he made it a point to get revenge on the people that did that. And over time he realized that it fixed nothing. It fixes nothing. I don't really know why we have to like learn this. It should just be a thing of the world, but it's not. And anyways, just that has always stuck with me. Revenge is revenge is revenge. Or he might say revenge equals revenge equals revenge. And there's no breaking the pattern. The only way to end a cycle is to change the behavior. And it's funny. I don't know. Are you guys scared to go to war? I think some of you are, but I honestly think like the country people are not. I don't know. I think war is like totally different than what I imagined it to be. I always imagined war as in like bombs every 30 seconds and like, but no, war takes years. War takes a long time. And who decides when war is over, by the way? War is literally just people like me and you using guns. It all comes down to being scared. Well, really, it all comes down to wanting control and power, but really that goes back to being scared. I wonder what would happen if they took like the people at the top of the top of the top. I wonder if they took those, what would happen if they took those people away? Like on top of the president, like the person who controls the president. What would happen if there was no control? I think it would be a little chaotic for a second because people would be thrilled to do whatever they want. I do think after a while it would work itself out though. I think it would be mayhem for like a little bit. And you can't really do that now. It's like too far gone. But anyways, yeah, I just recently figured out what war is because I was in Auschwitz and they were describing it, and it was like, it was the same world that we live in today. I didn't understand. I never got that. There's still Auschwitz survivors today. They're still alive. Like, it was the same world. It's crazy. It's really crazy. We took a tour through this old building where one of the Nazis, he tried to protect the Jews, but he played it off as a concentration camp. We took a tour through there, and the tour guide was describing how the Nazis, they would come in to a town and they would just take it because they had guns. And if you like rejected them, they didn't care. Why would they care? They could just shoot you. They had every right to do so, or every order to do so. They would go in, the Nazis, the Germans, they would come in to towns in Poland, and if they liked it, they would just evacuate everybody and claim it as theirs, and everybody would go off to the camps. That's really what happened. Nobody knew where they were going. that's just like so easily to happen though. Like that's so easily to happen. I don't know if you guys are with me on this, but I never understood that. I never got it. I really thought that Auschwitz and stuff like that, I thought it was more malicious. And which it was, but it's no different than the world we live in today, is what I'm saying. Like, it's still as malicious today. I thought it was more vulgar. And I know that sounds odd because Auschwitz was intense AF. I shouldn't say just Auschwitz, the camps themselves, they were intense. But nobody knew what was going on in the camps until after liberation. So it just paints the picture, I don't know, to me at least, that it's really doable. Like, it was war. It was war, but war is so different than I was ever imagining. I was imagining, like, you go to, like, a fighting ground and you fight, and then whoever side wins. But no. War is a group of people that feel entitled. And I think that we all feel entitled. It's so trippy. It's incredibly trippy. I don't know if I'm painting the image right though. Like, they would come into the towns, and if they liked it, they would just evacuate everybody. Simple as that. And nobody knew where they were going. Nobody knew what was going on. Nobody knew what was going on in the camps. Nobody had a clue. It wasn't as malicious as it just in history class that you get the picture of. It was very just structured. It was very organized. Like, that could very well happen today. The military could come in and evacuate you and take you somewhere. And that's it. That was the camps. I don't know. There's so much, like, fear in the world. I don't think that I would be scared to go to war because it would just be this world. It would just be like regular day, except I would have a gun in my hand. And no, I don't think I would. I would still be a civilian because I'm not part of the military. So, yeah, I would not be scared of war. It would just be like a shame. It would just be like, come on, we're so much more than that. We're so much more than that. So, do you guys think that we're gonna go to war? There's like a bunch of, what I like to say, propaganda going around in other countries, and I haven't really delved into it too much. That's so weird. Why is that form of dive? Why is it delve? Who made the rules? I haven't really delved into what? What was I saying? I haven't really delved into war. I don't think I was talking about war. I was talking about war. Yeah, but I'm really trying to work through it because I just beat myself up, and I think that's what causes me to forget. If I was like loving, I don't think I would forget that much. I never really thought about what? I never really thought about war. I wouldn't fight because I wouldn't be part of the military. I'd still be a civilian, which is weird to think about. Like, my life would just go on. It's crazy because there is war going on. Oh, I was talking about the propaganda in other countries. I think there's propaganda in other countries, and they're saying that the US wants to start a war, so they're trying to get their country to not be a fan of us, to shun us more so, because something else happened with the president or something. Like, he cut ties of some sort, so everybody's mad at him, and they're like creating propaganda so that other countries will go against the US. Maybe because we'll fight soon. I don't know. I do think that there is another war coming. But I think it's psychological warfare. And I think it has been actually going on for a minute now. I think half of China is brain chipped. I heard that from somebody. And I'm not sure if they know they're brain chipped or not. I forget what they were saying, this person. But anyways, I think they were saying that they're unaware that they're brain chipped and it's like an experiment. See, this is what I'm saying. We still live in that world. Like, they are doing experiments in the US that you don't know about. You have no clue. It's like the fluoride in the water. They're seeing how far they can go. Or like, I don't know. It's just like, they're so more than you think they are. And they've genuinely done a good job at like making you in a box like this and only seeing like that. They've really, really done like very well. Round of applause to them, because everybody believes it too. Well, anyways, the brain chips in China, somebody told me, it was actually my brother, let me just out him. My brother told me that half of China has brain chips in them or something, and I don't know if I think he was saying that they're unaware that they're brain chipped. Or they may be aware and it's like a new order of society or something. Well, either way, that's gonna be, I don't know, there's gonna be some sort of something with that, but the psychological warfare has already been going on for like a long time now. COVID was just to see who would follow, to see how well they did. So it's not ready yet. Not yet. It's not ready. Because there was still some people who didn't fall for it. So we're not all there yet. We're not all where they want us yet. They want us all to follow along blindly. And then they can start their real psychological warfare. But the practices they are doing now it is psychological warfare. They're programming you. Whether you think they are or not. Whether you want to fall for it once. Whether you want to fall for it or not. I think it takes one time. I think it takes once for something to be planted in your subconscious. So you only need to hear it one time, because your subconscious is taking in every single thing. Every single thing. Even though you may be under the illusion that you're choosing what you agree with or not, it's all going into your brain. You may be choosing what you're agreeing with or not, but it's all being stored in here like a little computer. And there's nothing you can do about it. That's just like the beauty of life. It's just, that's it. And so we can't do anything to not be programmed except maybe get off the media. But that's just like, it's really hard to run from them. You can't. You're part of it. There is no escape. They've done well. They've sealed in every crack. Well, so if we do go to war, I don't know, I don't think it's as scary as it seems. It's still this world. It's just, some things are gonna get destroyed, guys. Some people are gonna pass away. Lives will be taken. But for the most part, everything and everyone's gonna be okay. You don't have to fight. Like, the military fights, unless you get drafted. I don't think I will get drafted. I would like to get drafted, though. I would like to fight. I would. I've always wanted to be in the military. I'm just too much of a coward to do the hard work that they want you to do, like run. I can't run. Oh my god. If they made me run a mile every day, I wouldn't be able to do it. You guys, it's not that I'm saying like I could actually physically run it, just mentally couldn't do it. No, like I would probably pass out. Like, I can't run. I do not have the muscle or stamina. And I know that's why they like train you and stuff, but like, no, seriously. I don't know how to explain it. I'm not like y'all. I cannot do physical work. It's like way harder. I don't know why. Like, I can't push through it. You guys don't get it. I can't. I don't know. I think because I was always fat and I never worked out, like ever. Like, I never played sports. I never did anything. Gym class, I was literally always last. Like, every single time I was always last. Like, by a lot though, by like 5 minutes. We would run the track. And like, that was when I was 15 though. I'm talking about like my whole life though. But specifically, I do remember when I was a freshman, we would be forced to run the track. And he would always give me a problem and I'd be like, don't make me run as much then. Like, I obviously can't keep up. I'm not even kidding, the whole class would be waiting for me. And I would only be like halfway around. I'm not even kidding, like, I'm not exaggerating either, like, it just, I couldn't do it. And I was also like skinny at the time. I was the equivalent to what I am now. I'm 2 pounds skinnier now, but at the time that was the skinniest I had ever been, and the most toned I had ever been in my life. And I don't get it. Whatever. I would really struggle in the military is all I'm saying. Do you guys know, like, an alternative for Adderall? A plant-based alternative? Everything is derived from nature, right? It's all a copy of something. Where does Adderall come from? Probably cocaine. Yeah. I should get some cocoa leaves. Because they probably have something more beneficial than cocaine. Like, it's so weird to think about. Like, heroin comes from the poppy plant, but heroin is like the worst for you. And cocaine comes from cocoa leaves. I don't know cocoa or cacao. I don't think the chocolate. I think like it's a different. I think cocoa leaves, as in not the chocolate plant leaves. But maybe that's it. Maybe if you combine chocolate and the cacao or the cocoa leaves, cocaine, maybe if you combine all of the parts, then it's not as harmful for you. That's what I'm getting at, is like, there has to be a stimulant out there in nature that is actually probably good for you. Because everything that we have comes from nature. We're just industrializing it. And when we do that, we take away certain parts of it. We only take some parts, like the stimulant part. But I wonder if you didn't process the cocoa leaves, if you just like chewed on the cocoa leaves, would that be the same as doing coke, or would that be like, quote,